The Archivist! Oh, sorry-looking shade that he is. He can probably tell us something about the current situation.
Yeah.
Besides, he used to be thick as thieves with my old master. Together, they created that bracelet you're wearing.
Yeah, you
He
said
might be able
dude.
to tell you how to get rid of it.
Maybe.
Don't believe anything he says about me.
Okay. So it's a ghost I've got to talk to. Really?
Do not be afraid, bonded one. I am just a shadow, a whisper of what once was. Before the fall, when this kingdom raised knighted pillars of black stone to the sky, I was called the Archivist.
Oh good, well you might be able to give me some answers then. Where is this place?
Have you come to seek a way free of the bonding bracelet, human?
Yes.
There is only one chance, and a very slim one at that.
Well, I'll take
You
it.
must assemble the items of power that were present at its creation. The diadem of the giant kings, the mask of the witch queen, the tears of two races, the star of the champion, the heart of the sands, the shining trapezohedron, and the serpent ring of Set. I fear I set you an impossible quest, human.
Maybe. Maybe you have.
The diadem of the giant kings was once worn upon the brow of the priest king. He fell in battle with Tyros, the Deathbringer, in the battlefields of the north. More than that, I cannot say. The priest king was the most passionate and most volatile among us. I fear his downfall will not have been a simple matter.
Okay.
Bring me back knowledge.
Well, maybe back, dude. I don't know. So, having listened to all the explanations that the Archivist had given them for these different artifacts, as they called them, the two sorcerers tried to work out between them what they were going to do, and they figured this was going to be a longer journey than expected. This wasn't going to be a quick escape. This was going to take some time. But they reckon that for now, that's enough, and they should head home and rest before they head on to the next part of their journey. So they finished up their conversation and made their way home. So a little time later, after having rested, they made their way back from the river back up north, took into account what the Archivist had told them, and made their way north from the city up into what was a very wet and dreary looking area, but they believed this is where they needed to be. And having been ambushed by a load of what they could only describe as skeletons that had a strange glow to them, they studied the area where they were, and Saskia decided that yes, this has got to be the place, this must be it. Taina looked a little confused though, and not sure. Something felt right though. So they made their way inside, and again were ambushed by yet more skeletons. This must be the place, it's got to be. We're just going to have to fight our way through. So they did. Slowly but surely, making sure that they weren't ambushed as they went up, because they didn't want to just run straight up and be ambushed again. But lots of strange looking skeletons must mean this is where the Barrow King is, right? This is what the staff had told them. And then as Saskia got up the hill, she noticed what looked like a tomb just up the hill in front of her, just as had been described to her. So again, they cautiously made their way up, making sure there was nothing left to attack them at least. You noticed a book. She had a quick read of this book, and it mentioned the need for some blood. And Saskia was very lucky, because her friend Taina being the sorceress that she is, had been very busy and had collected some of this demon blood, which meant that when they access the door, it opened for them. Then they could make their way inside to what seemed to be a very dark cave. So they carefully and cautiously made their way in. Saskia a bit unsure still, making sure Taina's with her. And then they saw him. What looked like a huge undead skeleton, whatever you could call him. This must be the Barrow King. And they remember from what they'd been told that they need to take him out and take something that he possesses. So with that, they headed inside. He still hadn't noticed them yet. And then he did. Saskia tested whether he was going to go for her. And then he took aggro on Taina, which was perfect. Saskia watched as her friend got to work, taking down this beast, or former giant king, whatever he is. And Saskia looked in amazement as once again Taina, her companion, just made absolute light work of him. And there, in his inventory, was the piece that they were looking for. The Diadem of the Giant Kings. An item that the archivist had told them about. They took a quick look around. Didn't really like this damp, dark place. It just seemed not very nice. Damp, dark, dreary. Some knowledge that they could learn, but then they decided to get out quick while they could. But also prepare themselves, because on their way back out, they might have those skeletons to deal with again. So they readied themselves. Opened the door once again, and made their way back outside. So now all they had to do was get back down to the gate where they came in, and then see what the staff had to say this time. So we'll join them when they get to the other end. Having made it back down from that place, they found what looked to be a relatively quiet place of safety for a moment. Saskia placed down the staff, and once again listened to what it had to say.
Oh, I liked her. The Witch Queen of Lemuria was powerful and beautiful, and not opposed to the occasional orgy. Well, I remember some of the rituals she performed. Writhing naked upon the altar of Dagon, while her followers gave themselves over to the rites of ecstasy. Oh God, those blood-soaked moments. I remember her grip on my haft. Oh, stiff and unyielding to a sorceress ministry. Oh, sorry. Forgive me. Now, if you need her mask, I can only imagine it will not be far from her palace. Her people built a city in the eastern swamplands. We should visit it.
Okay.
Oh, I liked her.
And he started to tell them the same thing once again. So now, they were over in the far west, and they knew they'd got a long journey ahead of them. Over to the far east. This journey was going to take some time. They'd have to stop off for rest and for food, and probably even set up camp for the night. So we'll lead them to this journey, and we'll meet them a little bit further down the line, when some time has passed, when they're not far from the Witch Queen's palace. So by now some time had passed. They had travelled through the rest of that day, rested for the night, and then spent the first half of the day travelling here to the location of the palace of the Witch Queen. Now Taina knew where this place was because she was from this area. although not loyal to the Witch Queen, who was very, very well respected and known. Taina didn't feel awkward coming here. She knew she had a job to do. There were no feelings between her and the Witch Queen. In fact, she saw her as her enemy. She knew that Saskia needed to collect this item from her. She knew she probably wouldn't be able to do it alone. So she stood by her side, and they entered together into what would be their strangest fight yet. So with that, they set off inside, made their way down the very steep stairs, past the waterfalls, and in through the door to the palace of the Witch Queen. Then, once inside, again gazing at two more waterfalls and a staircase that led up to a door, they cautiously made their way in, because they didn't know what to expect. Would there be people waiting for them? Would the Witch Queen even be here? As they approached the door, they noticed a throne and someone sitting on it who could only be the Witch Queen. Didn't seem to be anyone else around, so they decide to go and try and speak with her. So they make their way inside, but then they notice a strange force field.
Marks you my enemy.
What do you mean? We're not enemy.
Dagon will protect me.
What on earth? Very strange. A giant rock person, creature, giant, whatever you'd want to call him. Sure, Taina will be able to handle this.
I have survived for an eon.
And she did. Still, the barrier didn't drop. Then some strange lights began to shine. Just a fancy disco show. Saskia, now at this stage she was still not intimidated by these lights. In fact, she just ignored them as if they weren't there. Just for show. All she could do was stare through the barrier at the Witch Queen, sat up on her throne, where she then brought another one of those huge statues to life. Taina went in again and did what she does best, taught them a lesson. Then they made themselves ready as the barrier drops, and the Queen appeared right in front of them. Just like this. Just like that.
It is time.
They took her down. And again, on her person, just as they were told, was the mask of the Witch Queen. But she decided to be generous and give them two. Also a key, labelled as the key to Rasmus' quarters. Yet another mystery for them to resolve. Saskia looked at Taina. Do we know what this key's for? They thought. Saskia looked at Taina and waited for her reply. Taina looked back at her with a blank expression for a few moments, and then said to her, I'm not too sure, but I believe it's in the west where we were before. I don't know where this place is, but I may have a friend who can help us. Maybe a guide who can take you to this place and see what it's all about. But it's a long journey back west. Are you sure we're up for it? Absolutely, said Saskia. And with that, they left the palace and made their way outside to find a safe spot for the night, to make some food and some drink, to sleep for a while, and then prepare for that long journey back west to where their next guide would hopefully be someone who could hopefully show Saskia what this key is all about and if it actually means anything. Having got outside, they placed down the staff again and listened to it to see what it had to say this time.
The priesthood had an inordinate fondness for bloodsport. I mean, you'd think a creature that spent his days elbow deep in tentacles, eyeballs and severed limbs would tire of violence. In any case, he used to put his bastard half son in battles in the arena. It was all a bit of a joke. Tyrus was a lot bigger than all the other humans, and so naturally, he excelled. But he was awarded the star of the champion by the triumvirate. And the warman, truth be told, he was put up that successful Beast King's son. So he put his pet dragon up against him. And just when he thought the bastard's luck had finally run out, he ripped off his own horn and jammed it into his brain by way of an eye socket. Absolutely, noble beast, he said, and he pinned the star of the champion to the creature before giving up his gladiator career forever. Sickeningly noble bastard, but he knew how to please the crowds. How can it?
Okay. So again, another clue for them for somewhere to go next. And Taina looked at Saskia and just said, "That sounds like a dragon. That sounds too tough for us just yet. I think we need to take it easy. Let's go see what this place in the west is all about. Maybe this person can help you and give you some clues. Or maybe even help you to what the mask is all about. Or even give you some clues as how to remove this bracelet. Maybe they know." And with that, they set off on their way back west. And so after quite some time and a difficult journey through the baking sun of the desert, having to keep up their hydration and their food, they eventually made their way back over to the west and to a city that they'd been directed to, known as Sepamaru, City of the Relic Hunters. Potentially a place with people that could help them. Or so they thought. But as they made their way along, up in towards the city, they were getting close. They noticed there was a guard on the gate. So they thought they'd better be careful, as they don't know if these people are friendly. Then as they came up over a hill, they noticed a person crouched by a tree. Who was this? Shh, hey, you wanted to go into that city? Really? I wouldn't advise it if I were you. Why? What's wrong with the city? We're not here to cause trouble or anything. No, but you don't exactly look like the, shall we say, normal type. I mean, if you guys are sorcerers, yeah, that's up to you, so be it. But two of you, I'm telling you, will not survive in there together. Who is it that needs to go in and why? Well, it's me actually. There's this key we got from someone called the Witch Queen, and it says the key to Rasmus' quarters, and apparently it's here in this city. Key to Rasmus' quarters, you say? Yes, I do know the place. I can take you, but only you. Your friend will have to wait here, I'm afraid. Taina, you okay with that? Taina gave Saskia a look and just nodded with a gentle smile and then whispered, "It's okay. I'll wait here." So with that, she asked her new friend to take her into the city and told Saskia. Saskia told Taina, "I'll be back. Don't do anything I wouldn't do." So with that, they headed off into the city. People seemed friendly so far. The guard on the first gate didn't really say anything. But her new friend, the guard, came with her and had told her these words, that so long as she doesn't attack anybody or say anything wrong, she'll be fine. Head through this gate ahead of you and straight down. Again, the two guards on the gate didn't speak to them. But they made their way in. "Keep going," said the guide. "Straight past all of these people." So they kept going along, down the pathway. Saskia looked around and just couldn't believe how nice this place looked. "Here," said the new friend, "on the left." Saskia stopped in front of a doorway that she noticed was partially open, with a strange symbol above the door. "Go on in," said the friend, "I'll wait here." So the friend waited outside. Saskia approached the door. "Wait," said the friend. "Hold on a moment. Let me check something." "Okay, you're all good. The homeowner is home. Go on in. She's waiting to see you." And with that, Saskia opened the door that swung open very slowly and made her way inside. She saw a bed, some other furniture and a table, and then as she looked to her right, she noticed a person stood in a heavy set of armour, silent but watching her. Strangely, she looked familiar. So she approached this person and introduced herself.
I wanted to thank you. The woman that you met in those ruins, that was not me. She was ancient and wicked and powerful.
What, was she a sorceress or something? Some dark sorcery?
You almost killed me in that city. I cannot begrudge you that. Such a terrible, awesome creation. While I wore the mask, I was somebody else. I was something else. Such power and knowledge. I stood on an island in a vast ocean. I could see across the water in every direction. And that ocean was time. I am sorry. It is difficult to describe.
That's okay. Take your time. There's no rush.
All I have are fragments. Her memories evaporate from my mind like mists above the oasis. If you have questions, you must ask them quickly. My mind is leaking, purging itself of all traces of that woman. She knew so much about these bracelets we wear, about the Giant Kings and the ancient war, about the darkness that lurks in the volcano, and... Just ask, friend, before I lose the nerve to speak.
Okay.
The bracelets. She made them together with the Giant Kings. The bracelets were imbued with the power of 7 artifacts. The Witch Queen's mask, the Diadem of the Giant Kings, the Tears of 2 races, the Shining Trapezahedron, the Star of the Champion, the Heart of the Sands, and the Black Ring of Set. The bracelets were created to translate any language for the wearer, to allow swift movement around the Empire, and to allow communication and recording through the lore stones. It was only later, when the war began, that the Queen suspected that the Giant Kings had included a death weave in the sorcery. Any who tried to flee their control were simply killed by the curse wall.
Yeah, I've seen that wall. And this mask you speak of, I have them. And the Diadem of the Giant Kings. So do I still need these other 4 to... What are you saying? Collect them to craft a special stone to remove my bracelet and then I can leave this place?
Her people, the Lemurians, were the remnant of a desperate race. Her memories before the exiled lands are vague and confused. Flashes of an island kingdom, sinking as the world heaves. A people being subjugated with fire and sorcery. An escape, and a long, treacherous journey into the West. I'm sorry. It's fading so quickly. I remember a daughter, Tellith, and a great betrayal. And a grandchild. She was a mother and a grandmother. She knew what it was to be a slave, and didn't want that for any of her people. She would stop at nothing to prevent it from happening again. Can you blame her?
Yeah, definitely not. It's okay, Rosma. Take your time.
Her mind shies away from 2 things. Her grandchild, and what her people found in the volcano. Her grandchild was not truly human. Zoltar? He was a hostage, or something else. I'm sorry. For her, these memories were laden with emotion. I see a beloved daughter, and a hated foe, and a child that brings hope. It is so very unclear. As for what her people discovered at the volcano, horror, anger, and disgust, and fear. This is the only memory where the Witch Queen of Lemuria felt fear.
Okay, well that kind of makes sense. I mean, yes, I know I'm using sorcery now and it kind of feels right but doesn't feel right. So hopefully I too can figure out where here is or where there is, if we can even get out of this place. So thank you.
I truly don't know what I will do now that I have my freedom. Conan has offered to accompany me north, back to my home city in Shem. My palace awaits me, and the pampered life of a princess of Shem. But my enemies, the ones who sent me here, they also await me there. Perhaps instead, I will travel with Conan a while, see the world by his side. He is formidable, yes, for a barbarian.
Yeah, very true. Sounds like a good plan. I mean, you never know. If I do figure out how to get all these pieces to escape this place, maybe you two can escape as well. Maybe we'll meet again. So thank you.
You almost killed me in that city.
Oh.
I cannot begrudge you that.
I'll leave you
Such
be.
a terrible, awesome creation. While I wore the mask, I was somebody else. I was somebody
With that,
else.
Saskia made her way
Such
back outside
knowledge. I stood on an island
and just
in a
couldn't
vast
comprehend what
ocean. I could
this
see
person had
across
just
the
told
water
her.
in every direction.
So with her guide, they made their way safely back out of the city, back to where her friend Taina was hopefully waiting for her, so she could share the news with her and tell her what she'd discovered. And maybe they could work out a plan for what to do next. Because from what they could gather, they still had a long road ahead of them, and a very dangerous one at that. But we'll see. where we have to go next. Only time will tell. So they got back to where Tina was waiting for her. They thanked their guide and made their way back home to rest and contemplate on the things that they'd learnt this day. Another full day, some more successes, but still a lot of questions. So they said a final goodbye to their friend and then made their way off home to mull over these things and to get some good rest. So we'll catch up with them back home. Once back home, they unpacked their belongings that they'd taken with them and placed the 2 items that they'd collected in a safe, strong box to keep them safe. Taina knelt before the box and said to Saskia, "Don't worry, these will be perfectly safe in here. They are just the first 2 steps to you freeing yourself from this place and going back to your life and being who you truly are. 2 small steps, but there's still a lot of danger to come. Who knows what is around the corner?" And with that, Saskia left Taina to secure their items and decided to go to her favourite spot. And once back in her favourite thinking spot, the pondering tree as she called it, Saskia thought over all the things they'd learnt that day. The Witch Queen, the whole fight to take her down, the items that she gave, and then this Rasma woman who said a lot of things that resonated quite deep with Saskia, things that she felt familiar with, but also mystery. And then the diadem of the giant kings, that before that they had slain that giant being, whatever he was, and took that from him. Items that the archivist of the ghost had told them about. It started to seem now that these items weren't just a myth or a hidden treasure that was unknown. They did exist, and Saskia began to feel a little different now that she had held these items in her hands. 2 of 6 items required. Oh, so much more still to do. Was she using her sorceress powers that she had for the right reason? Or was she using them for the wrong reason? Although she felt immense power with this, was it right? Was she correct in what she was doing? This was something she was still going to have to think about. And as she stood at the tree, she began to grow tired and took a deep breath. Decided that enough was enough. She needed rest. She was both physically and mentally exhausted. So she decided to turn in, because tomorrow was just another day. Another day to hopefully find some more answers, and maybe even get free of this place. Oh, Saskia, if only you knew. If only you knew.